Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a review and comparison video between two cream eyeshadows that I've been trying lately. With going back to work after maternity leave, I realized I wanted to find a way to be quite quick with my makeup in the morning and look put together. And for me, one of the first reasons that I started doing makeup is to correct my eye shape. I have hooded eyes and quite downturned eyes, so I always want to have a wash of color on my crease, on my hood, so that it looks less hooded. And therefore, one of the bigger trends of this last year with all cream products coming out was actually using cream eyeshadow on your eye as a one and done eyeshadow. So I went and bought the two most talked about, or at least from the people I follow, cream shadows, the Danessa Myricks Colorfix and the Smashbox Always on cream shadow. I have to preface this with I have no confidence in cream shadows. Up to now, everything I tried has creased on me, and that includes the Nabla close-up pencils, for example, or just regular pencils. I always have to use primer under my eyeshadow. So I went in doing my research quite a bit because I really was looking for something that at least had a shot at working without spending both of these are around 20 euros, so without spending 20 euros into something that will not work because it creases. So I purchased the Colorfix from Cult Beauty and the Smashbox from Look Fantastic, but they're available at other retailers all over the world. Also, Beauty Bay has the Smashbox, for example. And yeah. In this video, you will be seeing a wear test with both of these, but I want to start by showing you a little bit the swatches. But let's start with talking about these. Both of them are 10 milliliters and the price is very comparable. The Danessa Myricks is designed in the US and made in China, and the Smashbox says made in the USA. And I bought both in a neutral color, but there's a wide array. The Colorfix is a liquid pigment for lip, cheek and eye. So this one is like a multitasking product, whereas the Smashbox is really only meant for the eyes, or at least it's a cream shadow. They call it as an eyeshadow. I picked the Danessa Myricks in the shade Nude 9, sorry, and I was quite surprised by how warm it is. Much warmer than what I saw online. So swatches are very difficult to find for these products. A little goes a very, very long way. It's very pigmented, and the color changes depending on how much you blend it out and depending on when it's dry or if it's wet. So it looks quite intimidating, but you can see that you can blend it out to a nice wash of color, and it's also lighter when you have a thinner layer. So that makes sense, I guess. These are really budge-proof. They are marketed also as waterproof, and I have a hard time removing them from my hand. With soap, I really need to scrub or use an oil cleanser to remove them. The Smashbox one I have in the shade Sepia, which I thought would be maybe a little bit too cool toned for me, but it's also what I'm wearing in my crease today, and you can see that it really isn't that cool toned. Sepia to me is almost a grayish beige, but it's not. And this one also blends out very nicely, but it retains the color much more. The formula also feels different. The Smashbox is much more of a mousse, whereas this is much more of like a paint, like an acrylic paint that you thin down. And you can see also that this one is still shiny, whereas this one dries down a little bit matter sooner. I, spoiler alert, think this also does a lot. The formula, as you see it in the swatches, also does a lot in the application and in the lasting power. Without further ado, I will let you watch the wear tests that I did for these products over multiple days, trying different options and different combinations that could work or not for this eyeshadow, and in the ways that I would use it normally. So without further ado, let's get into it. I am starting out this test with the Danessa Myricks Colorfix in the shade Nude 9, and I'm going to start by applying a dot of product that is probably enough for 5 eyes or something. And I am going to use the Ana N209 brush, which is a synthetic, flat but fluffy and can blend type of brush. And I'm gonna take the tiniest amount and just apply it on my bare eyelid. Now, this is something I already tried, but I've been told that the thinner the layers, the better. So I'm really trying, this is a very thin layer of product, and blending it out. I do like how it blends. My problem with creams is often that they set too quickly, and then you get quite patchiness when you try to blend them out, and this doesn't have that problem at all. It actually looks really, really nice when blended out. And I mean, that was kind of the idea for me and this product. So this is one layer on my eye. Without any primer. On the other eye, I am going to apply a little bit of my Milani eyeshadow primer, like I always do for all my eyeshadow looks, and see if this improves the performance at all. Now, I'm planning a lot of tests with this because I really want to make it work since I bought it. And these are the first two, the most simple tests, if you wanna. Oh, this got on a weird part of the brush, but it should be no problem. There's just a bit more product that I need to blend out. Actually, you can see immediately that the moment you put more product, the color changes. So I think I'm gonna add another layer on the other one, but I want to give it a chance to dry down. So this was a lot. A little goes a very, very long way, yeah, with this product. I'm taking a little bit more and applying it on this side just so that I don't look a bit crazy with two different color eyeshadow. And indeed, the less product you apply, the better. Also in terms of blending, you can see here I had to go really far up to be able to blend that out. So I'm actually gonna take another brush to see if I can make it a little bit more seamless. And even a little bit of my concealer brush to see if I can tone it down close to my eyebrow and here, because it looked a little bit crazy. Okay, so we have now eyeshadow on both eyes. This side we have a primer, this side we don't. Looking at it close up, it looks like this side is already creasing a little bit, whereas this side is much more skin-like. It's also much more sheer, and it looks like on this side I did apply a little bit more product. Just to show you, this is how much product is still on my hand. Like I can go full on my whole face with this still, for sure. So that said, we might have to do this again with less product on this eye, but it will be for another day if we do. And I'll see you in a few hours. I am back. It is 5 hours later. It was 11 when I put it on. It's around 4 o'clock now, and you can actually see that the side without primer is already creased, and the side with primer, not so much. So this is promising. I'm actually not so sad about it. I can deal with having to put on primer. Then again, it's almost as if I had to put on a powder eyeshadow, so it would be the same thing. It kind of defeats the point of having such a product if it creases on me unless I wear a primer. Anyways, this is the situation 5 hours in. I am going to be wearing this makeup for another probably 4 hours at least. So the next one there will be no light outside, but I'm gonna check in before I remove my makeup. Of course, I completely forgot to check in, so I'm on my phone. Artificial lights are beaming, but I wanted to show you how both of my eyes creased, but the one without primer way worse and much sooner than the one with primer. So there is some hope there that this product will eventually work for me, but I have to say that so far I'm quite disappointed, because the idea is that this is a waterproof, budge-proof, one and done type of eyeshadow look, and I clearly can't use it that way. Yeah, it's gonna be another day tomorrow. I'm gonna do a different test, and we'll see. Another day, another test. The last one didn't go super well, so today I'm gonna try one eye without primer, one eye with primer again. So I'm gonna start with applying my Milani eyeshadow primer on the same side as the last test so that it stays consistent. And today what I want to try is to apply the Danessa Myricks again on both eyes and in a very thin layer, because I'm really determined in making this work. I don't know if you can tell, but I really want to make this work. Okay, and the actual test today is how it behaves with eyeshadow on top. I picked this one as the Inglot number 300, just to be kind of tone on tone. And I want to see if setting it with a powder affects the creasing performance. Both with and without primer. We've seen that with the primer, the shadow performs much better, and I might dare wear it with a primer underneath by itself, but I have to say that if I have to put a primer underneath, then I can also just wear a powder eyeshadow by itself, and that would do the same thing. The ease of having such a cream product is that it maybe function as a primer as well. Sorry for all the scooters and stuff. It's very loud this morning. It is now 11:45, so I'll check back in later in the day to see how things are going. But the idea is that if it does not crease as a primer to powder, then it's a nice base for a deeper brown smoky eye or things like that. If instead it does, then you need a primer and the base and then the powder, then you have an extra step for no reason. So yeah, fingers crossed. See you later. It is now 3 p.m. and I am doing a checking now because I feel like my eyes are like stuck to each other and the product is already creasing. It's not as bad as yesterday's without the powder, but definitely there is less, like this, the color is not there as much anymore, and there's a line in the middle. It's not really super bad in terms of the way it looks, but I'm not comfortable. Like it feels like it creased. Like I feel the creasing. And yeah, 3 p.m. I'm gonna try to check in earlier than yesterday so that there's still some light or at least the big camera available. And yeah, I'll see you later. Okay, here I am back for the final check-in of the day. It is now 9:40, so these have been on for about 10 hours. And I honestly don't think that the eyeshadow on top of the Danessa Myricks Colorfix made any difference. The side without primer creased again horribly. The side with primer is better, but I still have creasing on the outside and on the inside of my eye. So we have not really solved the problem, unfortunately. So it is. There will be another time and more tests. I don't know, I'm running out of ideas. Today I am using the Smashbox Always on Cream Shadow in Sepia. I already applied it on my hand and I was actually going in and forgotten to press record. So I'm gonna apply it on my bare eyelids No primer here. This is actually quite a bit of a thick layer that I did on that eye. You can see here there's much less product. And one thing is this shade is lighter than the Danessa Myricks, but it's also a different texture. It's much drier, it dries quicker, but you can see that I could still blend it out even after I had done the other eye. So far I am really liking this. And this is how it looks just applied as is. Maybe I can actually drag whatever I have left on the brush on the underneath. I'm not sure I'm gonna wear a full face of makeup today, but so far I'm just gonna do this. And I'll be wearing this all day. It is now 9:30 in the morning, so we'll see how it behaves during the day and whether it creases or not. It's the end of the day. It is now actually 10:30 at night, so it's been over 12 hours that I've had this eyeshadow on, and indeed in the end this one was, rather than creasing as much, it really just kind of disappeared on my eye. I never did any other makeup. I actually started doing my makeup and then Andrea said you cannot, so I didn't do any other makeup, but we went out for a walk and it was actually raining, so I'm quite impressed. And the thing is, even if my eyelid ate up a little bit of the product, at least it doesn't look bad, and I don't have crease, like visible creasing. This is fine. It didn't last a very long time, but this is fine. So we're gonna do another test tomorrow and we'll see how this one behaves. Hey guys, another day, another test using the Smashbox Always On in Sepia. I am going today to actually apply it as a base for a regular eyeshadow. So I will be just taking it with my brush again and applying a thin layer on my eye. I do really like the tone of this, so I actually see myself using it, especially because indeed yesterday it more faded away rather than creased, and that was a very graceful way to go compared to the Danessa Myricks, which instead like really creases and looks bad. Also, in comparison, this one does not feel as wet and tacky. On the contrary, this is more of a moussey texture compared to the Danessa Myricks. This time I am still not using any primer, because in the end this is how I want to be using these products, and not with a primer underneath, because otherwise I can use powders if I want to have a primer underneath. And the idea is that these contain a primer, or are the primer, and just more tinted. I don't know. So here we have a quick wash of color. Then I'm taking one of my new Glam Shop Velvet shadows. This is Abracadabra, and you will have seen these in my latest haul. And I'm just gonna apply this on my lid. So pretty. It has a like pink copper shift to it. It's really pretty, and it seems like it's applying really nicely on the other eyeshadow as a base. I'm gonna slowly blend this out and apply it on the other eye as well. This looks beautiful. With the rest that I have on my hand, I'm gonna go underneath my lash line to define that a little bit as well, and make a very soft daytime look. I completed the look with a little bit of a pencil and an inner corner and some mascara, and this is how it looks like right now. It's a work day for me, so I'm going to go to the office, and I will see you when I'm back and see how this held up during the day. Okay, here I am, makeup after 8.5 hours, and you can see that the eyeshadow has creased a little bit, but to be honest, this is not bad at all. Like, I am okay with this, and I would call this a pass for this eyeshadow base. I realized I never made a conclusion for this video, so here we are, a month after I started testing these cream eyeshadows, and I have to say there is a clear winner. To me, the Smashbox Always On liquid eyeshadow, cream shadow, is definitely the winner here. I'm wearing it today. I just deepened the outer corner with a bit of the Nabla Cupid's Arrow number 2, but I brought this on holiday with me. I threw it on just like now, just to have a very basic, very minimal makeup, for me at least, and it's really easy to give a little bit of color to the eye. It's not too dark, it's a nice tone, it's warm enough without being, I don't know, very orangey. It has a good shade. The shade doesn't change, as I was showing you on the hand. It doesn't deepen, and this does crease on me towards the end of the day. You saw it in the wear tests, but it's a very graceful crease. I am not ashamed of going around with that. I've found nowadays that even glitter glues are making my shadows crease. I don't know what's going on. I think my hormones are changing again after the 4th trimester, and I'm getting oilier again. So I think that's what's happening here, and it's no fault of the cream shadow. However, I find that the Danessa Myricks Colorfix, that creases way too soon, way too much, and I have tried using it on my cheeks as a contour. It's patchy. I can't use it. I can't use it. So this is gonna be decluttered, and I hope someone will buy it off of my hands. It wasn't super cheap, so I rather hopefully sell it rather than have to throw it away. It's new. So that's a little bit of a pity. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and it was useful for you guys if you are looking to choose one of these. I was in between. I ended up buying both, but definitely regretting the Danessa Myricks. I have also so far resisted the urge of buying more colors of the Smashbox ones, and yeah, I think that for now this works very well for me as a quick eye makeup, and I'm going out for a walk with Andrea and my husband today, so I don't really need a lot of makeup, but I wanted to film as well, so this is what came out. Very minimal, but enough. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.